What's up, y'all? Hi, y'all. Welcome back to Keeping Up with Keisha. I almost called it Creating with Keisha. That was my old channel name. Welcome back to Keeping Up with Keisha. This is going to be a week 13 GLP-1 update. Get into it.
Junior want to not be on my I can't really see where did I miss ex-strippers.
Did y'all miss me? Because when I say I missed y'all, like I literally was thinking about y'all the entire time I was on my cruise. And I gotta figure out something because I need a way to like communicate with all of you guys on a regular. So I don't know if I'm going to start like a community, YouTube, what's it called? YouTube, not club, but I think it's something on YouTube where I can start something where we can like, have like a YouTube membership. That's what it's called. A Patreon something, because I need to be able to connect with y'all on a regular to give you just daily stuff because it'd be a lot going on. But if you're new here, welcome. This is Keep It Up with Keisha. I share many things about my life. Right now, I'm in the midst of sharing my most recent cruise that I just went on. So if you are here from that content, welcome. And most of you guys already know what time it is. Y'all are my GLP-1 community. I have been sharing updates pretty regularly since I started 13 weeks ago on compound tirzepatide / Mounjaro. So I've been sharing my journey. And this is an update pretty much dedicated solely to how bad I was on my cruise as far as eating and things like that go. But this is going to be an update just to kind of catch you up, because I think the last real update I did was at week 10. So going on my cruise, okay, if you have been caught up with all the videos that I've posted about, where I was leading up to it, I told y'all I was, looking at traveling with my Mounjaro. So recently, I just actually took my third pen, but I have been on compound tirzepatide when I first started, and now I'm on Mounjaro. So Mounjaro has the nice convenient pen. I'll insert like a picture right here. So I was excited because I was like, I really was going to be able to travel with it. I was, like, it's going to make it so much easier to be able to keep staying on my medication, staying on the injections and stuff like that while cruising. But the piece that was a little bit difficult that I told y'all was that we were actually driving down. So we were in the car for 17 hours. And before we left, I made the executive decision, because this is my life and this is my body, right? I made the executive decision that I was just going to end up skipping a week. So I skipped a week. So we left on a Wednesday. We left Wednesday night. Wednesday is my injection day. So I took my injection before we left. And I didn't pack another one with me for the following week. And I was just like, I didn't want to have to worry about it. I was really concerned about having to be so conscious and mindful of keeping it at a certain temperature in the car. Like, the car can sometimes get super hot. And then I was nervous about having it, if I packed it in something that was like with ice, that it was going to be too cold. Like it was too much in my mind to have to figure that out and to have to be worried about it. Like I ultimately didn't want it to be too hot. I didn't want it to be too cold, and then be nervous about, is it going to negatively affect me if it's not at the right temperature? So that was one of the reasons why I didn't pack the Mounjaro with me for the trip. And then the other reason was I honestly just wanted to enjoy my vacation. Not to say that I couldn't enjoy it if I was on the Mounjaro, but I was like, I know I'm going to be eating. I know this is obviously a cruise. I'm going to be eating and drinking. I didn't want to be, completely inhibited from being able to enjoy my experience, if that makes sense. So that is also the other reason why I did not pack it with me, why I skipped a week. And I was like, I'm going to just take this L. Like, I'm going to take this L. If I end up gaining 10 pounds, whatever, like obviously I know what I need to do to get back on track. So that was my, going into the trip. So I enjoyed my vacation, had amazing time. I was very bad. I ate all the things, and obviously I took my injection before I left. So I still had some of, obviously the medication in my body, and I felt the restrictions as far as like not being able to eat as much as I used to. Same thing with drinking alcohol, all that kind of stuff. But as far as how much I ate in comparison to what I've been eating on a regular basis, that's what I mean when I say I went overboard. I would say drinking, I had maybe about like 3 drinks a day. Maybe 4 at the most was like one of the days. So I didn't go too crazy. And then as far as eating, I didn't hinder myself. I had desserts, I had crepes, I had pasta, I had all of the things. And some days it was to the point where I was like, all right, girl, you ate too much. Like, pause. You ate way too much, because I felt like it just felt stuffed. I felt bloated. There was a couple days where I was like so excited to like get into some clothes and, you know, the dresses and stuff that I had bought, and I put them on like around like dinner time, and my body was just like I said, I just felt like a stuffed sausage. So that is some of like what I was feeling being there on the cruise and being on vacation, not having my injections. You know, did have my days where I felt more hungry than I have been recently, especially skipping a week. So it was just an L that I was willing to take. And the whole entire time I did not weigh myself. That was another thing too. So I have been so used to weighing myself on a regular basis. And when I say regular, I mean almost daily. Like before going on my trip, I was weighing myself almost every morning, which is not good. Don't recommend it, but I just to be, you know, mindful of where I am on this journey, because it was so interesting to me how much I was like losing and blah, blah, blah. So for 10 days, I did not weigh myself. I know some of you guys told me that I could go to the spa or to, I don't know, even maybe the gym might have had a scale, because your girl ain't go to nobody's gym. Okay. I did not go to anybody's gym. I went and saw the gym. I looked at it once and took a tour, did not actively go. I was on vacation, y'all. I was living my best life. It is what it is. But I did not weigh myself for 10 days. And just how I felt, I was so anxious, because as we got closer to the time of like the trip being over, you know, having our day to travel back home, all of that stuff, I was like, oh my God, I probably gained 10 pounds. Like that is how much I felt like I gained, because I just felt so bloated. I felt just heavy. I felt heavy eating and drinking way more than I had been. And I was like, I probably gained 10 freaking pounds. So the day we got back from the cruise was a Saturday night, pretty much like around like 7 o'clock. So I didn't weigh myself then. I think I weighed myself. I think I might have even skipped the next day, because I was just like, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. So I think I weighed myself on that Monday morning, and I had only gained 2 pounds. It was like 2 pounds and some ounces, but I was so shocked, and I was pleasantly surprised, because like I said, based on how I felt, I just felt so heavy and icky and gross that I was like, I probably put on 10 pounds. So I was excited. I was like, 2 pounds, I can work with that. So 2 pounds is all that I gained. And since then, I have to get into some more updates. But one other thing that I do want to mention is that even though I didn't take my pen with me, I did take my greens. And I will say that was the biggest blessing. And even if you are not on, you know, this journey of GLP-1 or anything like that, having greens or some kind of like something like that to help to keep you regular on vacation, I highly, highly recommend. Because I don't know what it is, and it's probably like some kind of scientific study where when you're on vacation, and I know I'm not the only one, this is about to be a little TMI, you be constipated, right? Like every vacation, you know, it's at least 2 or 3 days within to the trip, you are constipated and you cannot go. Okay? Let me know below if you experienced that even outside of being on a GLP-1. But I was like, all right, I'm gonna take my greens just so I can stay regular. And that was probably the best thing that I could have done, because even talking to some friends and family who were there, like I know that they struggled with that constipation issue. And I did not. So I TMI was regular the entire time. And I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad that I did take my greens. I think I had them almost every day that I was there. I think I might have missed like 1 or 2 days, but for 10 days and to be taking greens on a regular basis, I think is good, especially being on vacation. So that was one thing that I was excited about that I did. So as I pick up my water, this is another big factor and big thing that I did terrible with. on vacation, and especially on cruising, because you're, running around, you're doing so many things, it is much, much, much harder to stay on top of your water goals as if you were, home on your regularly scheduled program. So if you are traveling and you are on a GLP-1, just as much as possible, try to, plan out in advance how you can stay on top of your water, because it was very, very hard. Cruising specifically, you don't have like bottled water. I mean, I guess some people do bring bottled water, but I didn't bring anything with me. You don't have that in your room or, just at your luxury. So you're either carrying around some kind of like cup or tumbler, or you're going to, wherever there's like a bar or for cruising and for Royal Caribbean specifically, the Windjammer, or an area where they have like a water machine or water tap. So it's just hard to stay on top of your water goals. Like if I were to able to bring this and just felt like, I mean, I guess I could have brought this, but I was like, I'm not carrying and traveling with a huge 50 ounce, stainless steel, big old cup. So I did have like a smaller, like thinner, kind of like stainless steel water bottle that I brought with me. And I pretty much just used that to take the water cups that they give you and poured it in there. I used that some days when we went to the beach. The days we went to the pool, different things like that, just to have something by me. But that's only 20 ounces. And once you're finished drinking that, like, you have to go around town to try to refill it. So I slacked off on my water so badly. And then another thing with traveling too is on your travel days, like us being in the car for 17 hours, us traveling on the plane on the way back, those 2 days, I'm trying not to drink a whole bunch because I don't want to have to use the bathroom. So even in those moments where it was like I could have had water and I could have, been drinking water better, I didn't, because I didn't want to have to go to the bathroom. So it was just 10 days of craziness and chaos, as far as like falling off of my goals and stuff like that. But to come back and see that I only gained 2 pounds, I'm not gonna lie, I was relieved and pleasantly surprised. Because I just knew based on how I felt that I had gained like 15 pounds. I was like, I'm gonna have to start over. Like, it was just a whole hot mess. So if you're traveling and you're on a GLP-1, try to figure out a way that you can stay on top of your water. Even figure out a way if you can travel with it. I know many, many people do, and a lot of you guys told me that you do, but I didn't. And another reason why I didn't, for the third reason of why I didn't, is because when I left, I had 2 pens left. So right now I'm still on 2.5, which is insane because I know a lot of people at this point would have moved up. And your girl is in the process of getting ready to move up to 5. I'm sure by the time I do my next update, I will have already started 5. Maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. But I have been on 2.5 this whole time, and I was like, okay, however I play it, when I come back, I didn't want to come back to just 1 pen because I knew it was going to be chaos and craziness with, getting back into the swing of things with my schedule, trying to make sure that I didn't overspend and different things like that. Like, I just wanted to make sure that I had at least 2 pens to buy me some time to be able to get my next dose, whether I have to pay out of pocket or whether I'll get approved for my insurance to move up to 5, because that's another thing too. Shout out to Fridays, the company that I work with, or the company that I'm using and that I also now am an affiliate with. If you didn't see my last post where I said I have something for y'all, go back and look at that post so you can find out how you can become, a member and be able to go about getting your medication, whether it be compound, tirzepatide, semaglutide, or going about getting it approved for your insurance and paying out of pocket just only, whatever the difference is for your insurance. For like Mounjaro, Wegovy, Ozempic, all of those things. So what was I saying? I'm like so rambly today. Bear with me, y'all. It's like my first update in like 3 weeks. But basically, I wanted to come back to having 2 pens because I wanted to just not have to worry about just whatever. So I'm in the process right now of bumping up to 5, and I did order my compound tirzepatide again because right now I'm in the process of waiting for my PA to get approved for me to move up to 5, and I don't want to miss any more weeks. So I have 1 more week of 2.5, and then your girl is moving on up. So I ordered my compound tirzepatide, so it should be here sometime next week. And again, like I said, that's what I was saying. Go back and watch that video to see how you can, go about not having to wait. Like if you're on a name brand, there's so many, there's shortages that you have to deal with. There's different things as far as like I am right now waiting for my PA to get approved, and just having that compound on hand is so helpful and beneficial, so that I don't have to worry about waiting on my medication. Now I don't have to skip any more weeks and all of those things. Sidebar, I forgot to get into the hair. Your girl has new hair. So excited. Make sure you're following me on my other social networks, because this video is probably gonna go out today. Today's Friday, but I plan to post sometime this weekend about where I got my hair done and how I only paid $200 for all of this hair, like all these braids. I did have to buy the human hair pieces for this like boho, but as far as getting these long, like this is to my butt, these long medium braids for $200 is insane. So if you live in anywhere in this tri-state area, I live in New Jersey, but if you live in the Pennsylvania area, in New York, even Delaware, like this place that I went to is amazing. Highly recommend. That's a whole sidebar. I'm really mad because I should have like vlogged that whole process. I am in the process right now of obviously doing my GLP-1 updates with y'all. I want to get those out back on a weekly basis, but then I'm getting back to vlogging on a regular basis too. So right now I'm in the midst of uploading my cruise vlogs. But other than that, like I want to get back to weekly vlogs just so y'all can keep up with Keisha. That's what it's called, right? To keep up with me on what's going on. So I could have like vlogged this whole process. So I'm mad about that. But anyway, so wrapping this up as far as just traveling with GLP-1, like I said, those are just some things that I went through, tips that I have for y'all. One other quick thing that I want to talk about, and maybe I'm trying to think if I should save this for my next update, is I genuinely, and now please let me know, I don't know if any of you guys have also done compound and name brand GLP-1. So I started out on compound tirzepatide and then switched over in the last few weeks to actual Mounjaro. I genuinely feel like, and maybe it's because I started the other way around, that I like compound better. I will say, and maybe like I said, I'll save this for my next update when I move up to 5 or something like that. But I feel like compound, I noticed that so far has given me way less food noise than Mounjaro. Now, I feel like the effects of, the appetite suppression and things like that is still there. But when I started on compound tirzepatide, that food noise, baby, was 0. It was -10. And what I mean by that is it just took away like that constant thought process of like, oh, I have a taste of this, or oh, I know that this is in the house, I really want to eat this, or different things like that, whether it be dessert, whether it be something bad that I'm supposed to have, or just food in general. Like it did amazing with taking that away. And I feel like since I've switched over to Mounjaro, and it could be that, or it could just be, maybe my body is saying it's time to move up, girl. So I'll see what happens when I move up to 5. But I feel like since switching to Mounjaro, that my food noise has not been as depleted as I was used to when I first started. So that has been something that I'm honestly, just being transparent with y'all, I'm struggling with, because with the food noise coming back, I'm like, if I'm getting something for the kids, like I got Auntie Anne's pretzels for them yesterday and a Cinnabon that I got for their dad. So I ended up getting a Cinnabon for me. Like, it's just like different things that before I felt like were completely like taken away as far as like those cravings and the food noise. I feel like I'm back to struggling with that. So really, in the next couple of weeks, I need to be on a mission to figure that out, to see if it's the compound versus the name brand, and also just to do better with meal prepping, having healthier options on hand at home, and just all of the healthy things that I know I need to do when it comes to eating healthy in general. So if any of you guys, like I said, if you have done both as far as compound and name brand, and you notice that, like, definitely let me know. I'm going to put the link below. So like some of you probably don't even have access to compound, but I'm going to put the link below for the video that I posted before, just so you know how to get it if you're interested, how you can save, all of that kind of stuff. So that is it for this update, this week 13, which I can't believe it's been 13 weeks already. Last little piece that I'm going to say real quickly is thank you for all of you guys who are already following me on TikTok and Instagram, specifically Instagram, because I shared with you guys weeks ago that I was afraid to talk about it on my Instagram, and I finally did a post. I got it didn't reach as far as I expected it to, but all the love that I got so far and people inquiring has been really, really good. It's been good to see that it's being well received and that there was nothing to be nervous about. So, if any of you guys were thinking the same thing and wanted to share or want to share on your social media about it, like, don't be afraid. People are going to think what they want to think. And I'm sure people didn't comment, but I'm sure they probably had their little sidebar conversations or their own thoughts and opinions. And it is what it is, because like I said, was one of those people last year. So is just getting more people educated about it, I think, is important. So I'm excited to continue to share more, because I will be, sharing more things here and there on my Instagram about me being on this journey, and just, to embrace it and help to normalize it a little bit more. But I wanted to say that because some of y'all commented on that post, and I was like, thank you so much. I love y'all. So I would be lying if I said that me losing 20 pounds in the last 2 months was not part of the reason why I had such a good vacation, because I was loving and feeling myself. And before the speculation occurs, no, I was not on Ozempic. I was actually on Mounjaro. So I started this medication at the end of April, and I had no plan on doing so, because I was one of those people last year that was talking about people who were actually on this medication saying, oh, it's a quick fix. It's an easy way out. But baby, when I looked at myself earlier this year, I said, no, something has to change, because I was out and about in these streets and I was like, who am I and why do I look like this? Like, I had the biggest body dysmorphia, because this is where I'm used to being. I was this way for years and years and years, and I'm no stranger to weight loss, because I had 2 kids and gained 50 pounds with both pregnancies. Okay. So I was no stranger to the gym. I was no stranger to eating healthy and doing all the things that I know I need to do in order to lose weight. But being 37 and dealing with hormonal imbalances, having an ovarian cyst that I had to have removed a couple years ago changed a lot for me, and it was not the same. So I decided to do what was best for me, and I educated myself on medication, on the process, and I actually started sharing it on my YouTube channel. So make sure you check it out if you're interested. And I am feeling myself right now, and I feel so good. And this is all just to say, just do what's best for you at the end of the day, because your journey may not be someone else's. And if y'all want more content like this and want to know more about my journey, then definitely let me know, because being the healthiest version of you and loving yourself is definitely Keisha approved. So thank you for watching and tuning into this video. If you are new here and you aren't one of my peoples, make sure that you like and subscribe. It goes a long way, and it helps to get this information out to other people who are interested, other people who are on this journey or thinking about it, to build our community. If you are interested in me doing some kind of community something or other, just to keep up with me on a more regular basis, like I said, I could look into doing YouTube memberships or doing a Patreon or something like that, and also so we can all just kind of connect and get to know each other better, for things GLP-1, and even outside of that for cruising, because some of y'all are my cruise people now, and just all the many thousands of things that I have going on in my life. But that's it, and that's all. As I always say, stay tuned for the next one, and make sure that you turn on those notification bells so you know when it's gonna drop. And that's it. Love y'all. Peace out, peace out, peace out.